Hi everyone. So it's been 5 days since we've been back from Costa Rica. Um, it's really sad. I've already worked 36 hours this week and had class every day. And yeah, it's really hard to come back from being in a paradise to snow and school and working full time, but it's fine. The trip was so fun. It was so worth it. I have so many memories that I'll hold on to forever, and I had the time of my life. I've already looked into flights back to Costa Rica, so yeah, it was amazing. So this is my final reflection blog. There's some questions that we have to answer, so hang with me. This one might be a little long. Um, So, in our pre trip questions, we were asked what we hope to learn from this trip. And I was excited to learn about the turtles and all of their practices with nesting and everything. And I wanted to learn about Costa Rican culture. So, since we didn't get to see any turtles because it was really early in the season, I didn't really get as much of that aspect as I was hoping for. But the first day, Marco did tell us all kinds of stuff that was really interesting about the turtles. So it would be really neat to go back and see a stop when turtle season is booming. Um, and for the culture part of it, I learned so much about Costa Rican culture. Their food is phenomenal. The people are amazing. They're so nice. Everyone is genuine. It's just different than here. Everyone's always smiling and saying, I don't know, just it's there. It's a wonderful place. um, yeah, the food is awesome too. So yeah, I miss that a lot. Um, and then the next one is discuss what you learned about public health and environmental health from this trip. So since I am a nutrition major and I hadn't really taken environmental health, it was kind of hard for me, but going with all of the other girls, they would be like, "Oh, that's an environmental health problem." Like all the recycling, in plastic bottles that were just thrown up on the beach, and like when we cooked with one of the ladies in the village, she literally just had a sink that ran out water right next to her house, and it was just like a standing puddle. Um, and then not being able to flush toilet paper because their pipe system wasn't equipped for it. So just all kinds of little things like that that I wouldn't have ever really thought of. Just really stood out to me, and being with the girls, they helped me to understand environmental health more than what I did previously. So that was really neat. Um, what did I like least about this trip? So I loved being in Paris Mina. I loved everything we did there. However, the house, if you want to call it that, was probably my least favorite. Um, just because I am used to a really nice bed and the bed there was kind of uncomfortable. But honestly, it wasn't that bad. It's fine. It was really fine. Um, Something I probably liked or least, more, less than that. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Um, would be not seeing any of the turtles just because I told everyone that I was going to work with turtles and I was going to see babies and all this stuff. And so I think that was honestly probably the low of the whole trip for me. But it's okay. I know that the work we did was to help turtles that will be coming, so that meant a lot and kind of made up for it. Um, what I liked best about the trip was the relationships I gained. not only with all of the girls that were there, but also the people in the villages. Most of these people I had never even had a class with, or if I did, it was one where we never really talked. And by the end of it, we all came out like we had known each other forever. Um, we have still have a group text going. Yeah, so I definitely cherish those girls and the memories that we have together because it's something that I won't be able to say like with my friends that I have here that I can't relate stuff that I did on the trip. So the relationships I think were the best part about the trip. Um, and even just the relationships that we got with the people in Costa Rica, with Carlos and Maya and Roxana and Marco. They are all just so nice, and just having them um, just show us their culture and how they live is something I'll always be thankful for. Okay, so what I found most challenging, that was definitely the living situation. So I have a Tempur-Pedic bed. So going to the bunk beds that I could literally feel every single bar in my back was kind of hard for me. Because I'm a baby when it comes to sleep. Like if I don't get 8 hours, I am useless, and we didn't really ever get 8 hours there. Um, Also, so the first night I didn't realize I had trail mix that had opened up in my suitcase, and I had fire ants in my whole suitcase, and I had to clean that out. And it would get cold at night, and I didn't expect that, and so I would have to use my towel for a blanket. So just kind of all of those things adding up together made living like the living situation in Paris Mina the worst. Not worst. I keep saying that, but that's not how I mean it. um, but yeah, that was definitely the most challenging part. The most rewarding part about the trip, I would just have to say, honestly, cleaning up the beach and cleaning up the hatchery, and then seeing how much of a difference that made in just such a short time was really like inspiring for me. And I'm definitely looking into how I can use less plastic and avoid my pollution and carbon footprint, because it was so sad to see how much stuff had just washed up on the beach, um, and know that that's hurting the environment and stuff. So knowing that we had some impact on cleaning it up meant a lot. Um, this trip was everything I expected and more. I got so much out of it. The relationships um, with everyone, just the culture shock of seeing how some people live and what I take for granted daily was a huge thing too. It was one of the biggest takeaways I got was that I should be so grateful for everything that I have, and having a hot shower and being able to drink water and having just basically anything at the touch of my fingertips here in the US, and seeing how other people live. Um, and it doesn't matter to them though. They were so happy with everything that they did and have, and I think that was really cool. Yeah. Um, I learned a lot about myself. So I stick with the same friends that I've had for a while now. And I learned to just open up and just have fun with people that I have never talked to before. Um, didn't wear makeup usually, just was comfortable with myself. And I think that was a really cool part of the trip. I had so much fun with everyone, and I wish it would have been longer because being back in the real world now has been pretty tough. Only 49 days though until I graduate, so holla. So many projects though still, so still working on that part, but it's okay. If I had to sum this trip up in a single sentence, it would be probably the most challenging 9 days of my life, but in the best way possible, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, so that's about all I have. If you're thinking about going, definitely do. It's so much fun. You won't regret it. Regret it. Um, if you can get all of your projects done and stuff before you go, do that, because right now I am having the worst time trying to get any homework done because I am just daydreaming about being on the beach and 80-degree weather and not homework. But it's okay. Um, so thanks for following along in my trip. I can't wait to hear about next year's trip, and maybe I'll see you there. I don't know. Bye.